Today is Thursday, October 1st. It's about 10 a.m., maybe a little bit after, and it's 70 some degrees, I think, outside. 76 maybe? I don't know. Anyway, I thought I would do a little backyard garden tour. I haven't put anything or moved out these empty pots yet, but this one, I think the placement of these is going to be, that one's going to replace that one, and then that one over there is going to, there's already a pot that's missing from that area. I'm going to redo these society garlic, take out all the dead stuff and cut the roots. My husband trimmed these, but he may have trimmed them. He may have trimmed these palms on the before the last video. I can't remember. That pomegranate tree shot up in the air. It's amazing how it shot up probably 4 feet. Just those tentacles, whatever they are. That one's starting to flower some, but this one's still struggling. I think I need to give him a little bit more water. You can see my husband cut back the bougainvillea and the lantana that's in that pot, because when we sit on the patio, I wanted a view of that. And you couldn't see it because the lantana was in the way. So, yeah, there's a lot of purple flower in our rocks. So I'm gonna be doing some vacuuming and cleaning of the rocks today too. This little petunia is coming along. It's probably doubled in size since the last video. These have been struggling, and I kind of thought they would because they were up in the shade and now they're in the bright sun. That little petunia is coming back, that red one. And then I have yet to move any more over into this bed, but I'm going to. These moss roses were looking absolutely beautiful. Of course, I didn't shoot on that day, but I have pictures that we may use. The dead nettles well, those two plants look awesome, but we got one in the back here. At least it's in the back. That's kind of struggling. That one's not doing quite as well. But I think it'll fill in pretty nicely at some point. We had one die. So, anyway. Just kind of wanted to show how things are looking. I think we're going to cut these back too. These purple antennas. They've just kind of gone nuts. Oh, I got a tree growing out of this pot. These salvia are starting to come back. What else? Let's see. That's salvia. The mums are getting a little bit bigger, but I don't know if they'll reach a point where they'll be blooming this fall. I hope so. I hope all of a sudden they just start going like gangbusters, but it's hard to tell. These gazanias, these two are doing awesome. And then I pulled, there was a gazania in there, but it's kind of dead. But there is like I don't know if that's a petunia or a calibrachoa or what, but it started coming up, so I didn't disturb it. So maybe I'll get something there. I need to deadhead the canis. We got a couple of zucchini off of this guy. There might be some more in here, I don't know. That tamarillo tree or whatever it is, it's struggling. There's pests that are really bugging the crap out of it. So, and you can see we're faced with spider mites. I've got spider webs going everywhere, but spider mites are particularly bad. So are aphids, so are ants. And I didn't realize how much ants, when you see ants in your garden, it's because they're carrying aphids on their backs, I guess. So I picked some more. Oh, I got a hummingbird there on the tithonia. I know I took these out of the packet and they were buttercup squash. And the fact that that's a cantaloupe, I'm like, that was a new pack that I just bought, a new pack of seeds. So they must have mixed up some seeds. We took the shade cloth off of this dude and we're gonna get it ready. I'm gonna be planting some lettuces and some radishes and some green onions and some cilantro. I think since the last time I showed this video, we took out the tomato plant that was in here. So we're gonna get this bed ready to go as well. The peppers, my husband thinks they're doing okay. I still look at them and think, oh my gosh, they just are full of aphids. But don't know what we can do about it. We're probably gonna get rid of those tomato plants, and we pulled the rest of the Kajari melons that were on those vines over there. In fact, I had one yesterday for lunch, so. That tomato plant I might let go a little while. I don't know that we're going to get anything off of it, but at least it's not unruly. There's some, excuse me, there's a couple of red peppers in there ready to take. I planted, not caladium. Now I can't think of the name. I planted a couple of fall flowers in these pots. We downsized the pots. They were that red pot there, that huge one. I'm gonna wash that, but they were that size and we couldn't even get around the path here. So we downsized these pots. We're gonna get this bed ready to go. I'm probably gonna pull some of the zinnias here shortly. There's lots of small eggplants. You can see them. Like golf ball size and ping pong size, but because it is October, I just don't know if we have enough heat and sun to help them grow. We've got some in here, but these guys never really have taken off. That one's been growing really slow. I don't think it's gotten much bigger. So I might have to just pick them at that point. There's a spaghetti squash in there, which I'm really happy to see. And the spaghetti squash plant does not look good. It's taken a hit by, I'm sure, pests. I'm just hoping that it lasts long enough that the squash plants that are already growing will get big, but it's hard to say. The cowpeas are liking this weather. I have one pak choy or bok choy. Actually, there's two in there. I'm going to plant more of those too. That one just came up voluntarily, and we're going to redo this bed as well. And I started to pull up these pepper plants because I really don't want these Thai pepper plants, but it's kind of connected to these cowpeas, and I want these cowpeas to grow before I uproot them. And I think if I pull this pepper plant up, I'm uprooting them. So took out the okra and I saved a bunch for seed, so we shall see how that works out. Those eggplants are huge, so I do hope we get some. I haven't moved my strawberries yet. You can see the lantana coming out of them. That orange lantana we don't even have in our yard, so it came in from the birds for sure. There's some salvia that are pretty back in there, and then that tomato plant looks like it's going to get a few tomatoes on it. So we recovered my footstool, and I'm going to be redoing these chairs in that same material, so that'll be fun. This tree is golden, getting there. Haven't put anything in those beds back there. Again, I think what I would like to do is put strawberries. This zucchini didn't make it, but we do have two zucchini plants out front that are doing better. Anyway, I want to get some stuff in these beds in the next few weeks too. And we might be calling somebody to pull this tree. Don't know yet. I started to blow all of these seeds in the rocks, so they're kind of back towards the wall a little bit. But again, I'm going to do a better job of that. There's a helicopter. I'm going to pull these bulbs out of here and put those over there, but I talked about that once before. So anyway, I believe that is my garden diary. Today is the 15th of September, and this is what we got out of the garden. A couple of peppers and some, well, this is a Fresno. These I think are Costa Rica. And some cherry tomatoes. And there's a ton of okra, but I'm just letting it go to seed. Today is Tuesday, September the 22nd, and this is what we got out of the garden. This is from the front yard, a zucchini. And then we've got some cubanelle, some Santa Fe Grandes. This I think is a Fresno. This is a Anaheim, I think. So several different kinds of peppers and one tomato. Today is Friday the 25th of September, and we got this out of the garden. This came from the front yard, but this one's from the backyard. and so is that little zucchini, and it's got some worm damage. And we got a Kajari melon that we found on the ground, some noodle beans and some cowpeas, and I believe 1 Costa Rican pepper.